Frank, first want to get your thoughts on Anthony Davis and his whole game, but specifically his defensive energy tonight. If you thought there was a difference from the last couple of games.
I think he's getting more and more each game in rhythm and getting his legs under him. Obviously his defense was good. He had the big block at the end there. But I thought this was the first game since he's been back that he was really, really decisive, especially early in the game. I thought he set a great tone for us, knowing that Dennis and Braun were going to be out, that he was going to be in attack mode. And thanks for fixing that Zoom. Thanks for fixing that Zoom. I thought he set a great tone for us. But obviously, when Anthony's at his best, he's impacting the game on both sides of the ball, and that's what he did tonight.
Frank, you went to Mark, of course, when Drummond got into foul trouble, and then Wesley back in the rotation with a couple of guys out. What did you see from them, and does that type of play, does that weigh on your mind anymore as you keep trying to figure out who's going to play when moving forward?
Yeah, well, we got a deep team, and everybody has to stay ready. I was happy for Wes, to come in and perform the way he did on both sides of the ball, knocking down shots, but really playing some tough defense. Which we missed the last few games. I don't think our defense has been where we want it to be the last few games. And Mark and Wes are two of our better defenders. So to have those guys back in there set a great tone for us. And it's just one of those things. Like, we're going to need everybody on this team. We have a deep team, and certain nights your number is going to be called. Certain nights it's not. But a great testament to those guys staying ready.
And just to follow up more specifically on Mark, what you saw from him tonight on both ends.
Yeah, well, we know, we like the duo of Drummond and Mark matching up on Joker. If we saw this matchup in the playoffs, we've seen Mark a little bit throughout the year in the first two matchups. Wanted to see a heavy dose of drum on him. I thought both guys did a good job. This team offensively over the last 10 games has offensive rating of 119, and I think it was 96 tonight. And it starts with trying to slow down Joker. He's had some 40, 50-point games this year, and we gave up 32 points and 5 assists, but that's pretty good numbers for what he's been doing to the rest of the league. So, I think it started with Drum, and Mark really came in and did a spectacular job, defensively on Joker, but also facilitating offensively.
Okay, we'll start with Algoon.
Hey Frank, I have two questions. The first one is quick. Before Andre got into some foul trouble, were you going to play Mark tonight? Was that the plan?
Yeah, we were going to use him as the second second option on Joker, and Trez was going to get the minutes against their second unit when Joker was out. They played a little unconventionally, I think, because of Millsap not being in there. They typically get Joker out at the 3-minute mark, which is about when we were going to come with Trez. They extended Joker, played him a different rotation than they're used to. But the mindset was that we were going to use Drummond and Mark, mostly on the Joker matchup, and use Trez with the second unit. And we were able to use all three guys.
Okay, I thought that was the main quick question, so thanks. The second question is, obviously Mark, when he first had to kind of transition his role with Andre Guillotin, got frustrated, but then said, I'm ready for whatever. Just now, he had a good game. He could have maybe said, I want to play more, but he was talking a lot about the team and how there's a need to stay together during the stretch. What does that do when a guy like Mark, as accomplished as he is, takes that attitude?
Well, Marc Gasol's a winner, you know what I mean, and he understands what it takes to win at a high level, and that type of commitment and sacrifice, and whatever the team needs, attitude is what's necessary for us to win a championship, and that's what we're asking of him and all of our guys really, and for him to be in that headspace and that having that attitude is just something that's it's really going to benefit us.
Hey, Bill Oram, please.
Frank, same on Mark. He has talked in the past, and I think you have too, about him being more aggressive when he has those minutes, being more aggressive offensively. Have you seen him take that to another level in his opportunities, basically since Drummond has got here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there has been some games. I remember at Toronto, I think he had a 20-point night or something like that. But it's just part of the evolution of a guy, in his first year with a team. You know what I mean? You find your way. What I loved about Mark before we signed him was that he dominated us twice last year without scoring. He dominated with his defense and rebounding, and I think he had, like 4 points and 8 points, but was a huge factor in those wins. So, I'm content with him playmaking and facilitating and carrying the threat at the three-point line. And, as the season's gone on, he's got a little more comfortable in our system and been more aggressive, and we welcome that.
Okay, Dan Larkin, please.
Frank, he kind of compared himself to a fixer, and that's sort of his role on this team. He actually used a character from Pulp Fiction. But I'm wondering, how do you balance kind of knowing that he is successful doing kind of what you've asked of him now versus the balance of considering maybe using him more in different situations? Are you super happy with kind of the role he's in now? Is that kind of how you envision him?
He's a hell of a weapon. You know what I mean? And, so is Drummond, so is Trez. These are what they call good problems for a coach. And, Drum's the guy that's newest here, so, I think it's important for him to get as many minutes as he can during this stretch, to get comfortable with everything we're trying to do, to look at matchups, and for us to figure out best ways to utilize his skill set, because we're going to need all three of those guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry, really quick, Ellie, quick follow-up.
No problem.
Was this sort of a recapturing a little bit of the attitude that you want your team to play with? There was, I think, at the very end of the first half, there was a trap with Kuz and Caruso where Denver wasn't able to get a shot off. You looked pretty excited from where we were sitting. Caruso very excited. Was this kind of the attitude that you want to see from your team more regularly on the court?
Well, that's the pillar of our culture here. We're a defensive-minded group that likes to get after it and make teams uncomfortable and suffocate them on the defensive end. And, when you have, Bron in there and AD and Dennis, you have the offensive firepower to put up huge offensive numbers. Is why we believe in this group. But, it starts with the defensive end, and that's what helped us win a championship last year. It's helped us, stay afloat in this stretch while our two top guys are out. And quite frankly, it wasn't really there, over the last 5-6 games, at a high enough level. But it was terrific tonight.
Okay, we'll just do last two. We'll go with Harrison Fagan, please.
Hey Frank, you said it again tonight about needing all three guys at some point down the road, and over the last couple of weeks you've mentioned Mark's spacing as kind of a matchup where he can really kind of give you an advantage. I was wondering what advantages specifically, or what kind of matchups do you feel like Drummond and Trez give you a kind of an advantage in?
Well, they're dynamic rollers, and if we want to pick and roll teams, and we can potentially do that less with no Dennis, no Bron, but those guys are dynamic rollers, and they provide a lot. They open up a lot of things for our perimeter guys, in that space, and obviously Drum's ability to match up with bigger centers like Mark, okay. Are good matchups, and Trez's ability to punish small ball second units is probably the best way to use him. So they all have slightly different skill sets, but like I said, we're going to need all three.
Okay, Leonardo Torres, please.
Hi, Coach. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Coach, today you guys limited Nuggets to 25% of three-pointers and less than 100 points. How proud are you of tonight's defense of the team?
Yeah, super proud. I mean, we haven't, I'm more disappointed in who we've been in the last 2 weeks, than proud tonight, but definitely proud of how we performed tonight. Like I said, over the last 10 games, this is the number one offense in the NBA since Murray's gone out. They've performed at a super high level. So for us to come in and hold them to 89 points is just a remarkable performance, and very proud of our guys.